Today on Community Cooking, we have guest chef Randy Furman in the kitchen with us cooking up a sweet and savory brunch menu, starting with bacon-praline bread pudding. And if that's not enough, a ricotta tomato and basil tort. We're cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our local community. So grab a seat and get comfortable because we're going to bring you another fantastic meal in under 30 minutes. This is your Community Cooking. Hi, and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm your host, Maria Prekeges, and I'm excited to have my dear friend, Randy Furman. Welcome into our kitchen.
This new kitchen, and I love it, and we're ready.
So, sweet and savory brunch, one of my favorites because I can never decide what I want to eat.
Well, you'll have a combination. One's all cheesy, and the other one's kind of sweet and bready, because the other one has no flour.
Oh, okay. So we are making, I love these ingredients. The first thing we're making is a bacon and praline bread pudding. Who knew? But tell me about the ingredients.
Okay, so we have bacon, and let me tell you something. So the reason why the bacon's so straight, which is great, and you don't have to watch it, is put it in the oven, take a pan, and either I cover it with foil.
Okay. For easy cleanup, I've done that
Easy
before.
cleanup, and then normally there'd be a rack. If you don't have a rack, you can just put it on here, but it'll be a little greasier, so you'll have to dry it off a little bit more with your towels, paper towels. But if you have a rack, then it just automatically shrinks, and it's perfect, as you can see. So it makes it a lot easier, and you can put it in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes, and then you walk away, and then you go back, and it's done.
And clean up, it doesn't get all over your stovetop.
Right.
All right, so that's how we do the bacon, but tell me about the rest of the ingredients.
So bacon, dark brown sugar, butter, roasted pecans, I toasted them in the oven, cinnamon, eggs, vanilla, half and half, and then the maple syrup.
Oh, which goes on top? I hear rumor.
Yeah, and then you have the bread.
Okay, first off, let's talk about dark brown sugar, not golden brown. You want the dark?
I like dark because it has a nuttier flavor.
Alrighty, and then bread. Can you buy stale bread? I mean, or
yeah,
is
of course
that just
no. You can buy stale bread. I like a sourdough baguette or a loaf, and I use all of it, so it's no problem.
The outside.
The outside, everything.
It's not like the peanut butter and jelly where you trim your crust when you're
right.
I gotcha. All right,
so
how should we start things
We're going to start with the bacon and just chop the bacon a little bit.
Oh, look, there's a little extra piece. That is just heartbreaking.
So, and the other thing is we can just break it up.
I was going to say, just use your hands and break it up while I
Definitely.
sample it. Quality control.
It was getting too difficult, so just do this. And I like bigger pieces because I like to be able to taste the bacon. I don't want it to be so, I'm not so subtle as you know. I'm a little bit more.
That's why I love you.
Yes. So just put it in, we'll break it up.
Now, how did you come up with this recipe?
Well, there's so many bread puddings, and I just thought, bacon is the hot ticket. Doing the bacon crack, where you do it with the brown sugar or maple syrup, and you bake it, and it turns into like candy, and then you dip it in chocolate.
Yum.
You dip it in chocolate.
Why is bacon such a rage right now? It's been around forever.
Well, everybody's just, once you're popular, you come back again.
Yeah,
it
just
happens.
sampling it. Everything.
So you can see we have that.
Okay.
So we're good to go. And then I'm going to cut up the pecans. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that I leave some of the pecans whole, because when it comes out, you'll see that it looks beautiful instead of having them all chopped up.
Okay.
It's a nice presentation. And again, you know me, it's all about presentation.
It is all about presentation.
You want everything to look good. All right.
So how many pecans do I want to reserve?
Let's say about 8.
Okay.
Great.
I'm counting.
Okay.
I want to get the good ones.
All right, so then you just chop this up, and again, you just want it to be coarsely. You don't need them to be...
Okay, hold on. I'm grabbing one more. Getting my fingers out of the way of your knife.
Yeah. So it's no big deal.
No, I like coarse because, like you said, it really brings out the flavors. And
Right.
you said that these are toasted?
I toast them or roast them in the oven, again, like a 350 oven for about 15 minutes.
And you just put them in. You don't have to put oil or anything.
No, you do not have to.
Yummy.
Yeah. It gives a different, again, what's nice is when you put it in your bread pudding, it actually has a nuttier flavor because it's not as bland.
Well, and I like it, bread pudding, I've only had it with raisins, no offense against the raisin, but it mixes it up a little.
You could actually add chocolate to this and it would be pretty
chocolate?
Yeah.
Now you're talking my language. All right, so the pecans
All right, so now
are chopped.
So now what I want to do is I'm going to grease this up. It doesn't have to be clean from the bacon, so we're not worried.
Because there's going to be bacon going in.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a lot of butter. And I'm going to really...
just a little bit of butter there.
Well, it'll bake in.
So do you use unsalted butter for everything?
Well, you know what? You can always salt. I would use unsalted to
Okay.
begin with because if you want to, you can add salt to the end product.
All right.
See how nice that looks? There you go. That goes
I'll
back
just
again.
take this
Okay.
for my brunch.
No, you get this.
Okay, I'll take your trash anytime.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
So now we're going to put this over here. Now we're going to start cutting the bread, and using a good bread knife is great.
Is key.
Yeah.
And you're doing them in 1/2 inch?
Yeah, about inch, 1/2 inch.
Okay.
So.
And do a lot of people use, I don't think I would use a wheat bread for this, but one of your favorite bread flavors?
No.
I like sourdough, so.
Well, you could use the egg bread or brioche, you know,
Okay.
something, you know, on the sweeter side, Hawaiian sweet bread. But Hawaiian sweet bread, when you use it, when you put it in a liquid, it almost falls apart. So it's great. It has great flavor.
Yeah, no, it's
But
good.
it's so soft. You want a bread that's not so soft.
That will soak in.
Right.
the cream.
You want a bread that's porous. If a bread's too tight, it won't pick up the liquid.
Okay, and then about in 1-inch chunks?
Yeah.
Yum. See, the smell of sourdough is just so great.
Yeah.
Are we in San Francisco?
No. But you
do
can,
make good
and again, you can do this ahead of time, and you can use your old breads. And if you have different breads around the house, and you want to get rid of them,
You can combine for a little
Absolutely.
extra flavor and texture?
totally, yeah,
Oh, how
you could do
fun.
that too. You could use a raisin bread, a raisin cinnamon bread.
Which I do like for my breakfast. I like a little sweet in the morning.
You know,
So this would be perfect.
or even a black cherry bread if you go to one of the artisan bakeries, you know, at the farmer's market that sell the goods.
Oh, yum. I like it because you think outside the box. I mean, we were talking about your recipe, and I'm like,
Yeah.
bacon, praline?
Well, this
Bread
makes it really easy. So, okay, here we go.
Well,
We're
and your
almost
recipes are always easy, super to do at home, so don't
done. Yeah,
forget
look
that.
at how many ingredients. It's not
Yeah.
that difficult.
Not super expensive. You can get a loaf of bread, some eggs.
Well, if you do the day-old bread, that's great.
Yeah.
And
Save
then,
money.
and the other thing is that if you really have to save money, then buy the bacon pieces.
But
you're
not
gonna
the
ch-
fake bits. It has
No.
to be
You
with
have
the
to use
pieces.
the real bacon. You need to be able to cook it. But you could use bacon, you know, the bacon pieces, the bacon ends. Those are great also. There's no problem with that, and that's a lot less money.
I love it.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
lots of
So
bread.
now, right. Then we're gonna.
And then after, that's a lot of butter, but butter adds flavor.
It's gonna make it nice and crunchy on the bottom.
Oh,
So okay. So here we go.
All right.
In fact, I'm moving these
to the
here.
big bowl.
It was just I
2
just
points,
had nothing
there we
else to do. All right. Now we're gonna do the eggs.
Okay, I get shells every time I crack eggs.
Well, I can't help that.
Well, you do it on the side. Sometimes I do it on the cutting board, or
No, that's why.
Is that why?
Yeah. Now, do you know how to get the yolk? You know how to get the eggshell out if it goes in?
well, I use a spoon and it's horrendous. 'Cause I
No.
can never get it out.
You actually use the eggshell.
Do you?
Yeah. I don't want to have a piece in there that I have to do. But
I love it. No, I always take a spoon and it dances around in
no,
there.
when you put the eggshell, maybe I should put one.
No, well, I trust you. Well, you could.
Watch.
Okay, there it is.
All right.
And you're very polite about it. I try to
So all
really
you do is
crack
go
my
like
egg.
that.
Oh, it goes right in there. Who knew?
Another.
The things I learned from you. But I think, too, that I really crack my egg hard, and that's probably
Well, that doesn't help. All right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna whisk this first before you put your cream in.
Okay, again, the eggshell went straight into the egg. It was like a vacuum.
Right. Right.
So awesome. It's the little things that I
It's
get
the
excited
little
about.
things. Okay. Here we go.
All right, and this is cream,
This is half and half.
half and half. So not heavy whipping cream, just half and half.
No.
Okay.
Just half and half.
So eggs first to get them all together, and
Right.
then add the half and half.
Right. Brown sugar, dark brown sugar.
Dark. Yum.
Cinnamon.
A little cinnamon, they say now. There are all these reports. It's really good for you.
It's very good for you. In your vanilla. All right. So now we're good to go.
Kind of looks like French toast batter.
It
little bit.
does. Well, you know, the other thing you could put in here, you could put a little Southern Comfort in here, which would be great with the pecans.
There you
And then
go.
you could put do like 2 cups of the cream and do a half a cup of Southern Comfort, which would be great. which would be really nice to make it very southern, which it is kind of anyway.
All right.
All right, so we're going to get ready to do this.
So you have the bread.
You have the bread. Okay.
So are we going to basically layer it a little?
Yeah, so now what we're going to do.
Oh, gotcha. How many layers do you do? 2 or until the bread's out?
No, 2. So you're going to put the bacon in.
Ooh, that's a big piece. Oh, again, I'll leave it in there. I
That's
won't
no,
sample
that's okay,
anymore.
That's okay. That's okay. Then you put the pecans in.
Oh.
Now we're going to put the rest of the bread in.
Okay, so then you put the liquid on at the very end.
Yeah.
I got some bread for you here.
Thank you.
Bread for sale.
All right.
So super simple and quick.
Very
And impress your friends.
Right.
That's what I like. You always give me the recipes. People are like, how did you make this? I said, oh, dear friend of mine, a chef down here in Southern California.
So, and you have fun with it, so you can have a great time. You can even use candied pecans if you really wanted it sweeter.
Ooh.
Okay, so now here we go.
And you just pour it over.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the egg, when it bakes, it will firm up, obviously.
Right, but we're going to push, what we're going to do is, I'll talk about it, we're going to weight this down. You have to let this sit overnight is the best way.
Okay.
And you let it weight down, and you're going to see me pushing everything down so it really gets saturated.
I like it when you get all dirty.
Yes.
It makes me happy.
So you go like this.
Oh, okay.
So you make sure all.
Look at that. Because you want, and that's why you want the porous bread, so
Right.
it all gets in there.
So that's why you want to weight this down so that see, when you weight it down like that, it'll get all the liquid in it, and then it'll expand when it bakes, which we can show in a moment. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit more bacon on, and then what I do is I
have
put
8 pecans for
right.
beauty.
See. Then.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
So I want the pecans to get wet, because here's what happens, because this is why you want it to set. The bacon and the pecans get soggy, but when they bake, because you're going to bake this covered for 40 minutes with foil,
Okay.
and then the last 10 to 20, depending on your oven, you're going to let it puff up and also get a little bit brown, but then these get crisp again.
Well, it's kind of like an egg wash too on top since it's
Yeah.
egg. So
Okay.
look at that. So it's weighted down. So we would put this in the fridge overnight.
Right, weighted down. You would take, like I took the other pan I have exactly like this and put that in there, and I put like half and half and things that were heavy, so it would weight it down.
So you put maybe like a piece of wax paper.
I put the foil.
Or just the,
I
just
did
the
foil,
foil
yeah.
that you're going to cook it in.
Right.
And then put something a little
Right.
heavy on top, hence
Right.
weighting it down.
Right.
All right, well, so this will go in the fridge, but we have
Right.
one in the oven.
We
Should we
do.
take a look?
Yes.
That's ready. What do you
Mittens.
love about this dessert?
It's really a breakfast.
I mean, breakfast. I call it dessert. See, I'm all ready for it. Okay.
So
Look at that. That's
a bit-
gorgeous.
Okay, you ready? We'll
I'm
cut a
always
piece up.
now the maple syrup. Do we do that when we serve it?
We do it right now
Okay, over the whole.
over the whole thing.
All right. Well, while Randy is finishing up our delicious bacon praline bread pudding, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
It's,
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. If you're just joining us, I have guest chef Randy Furman of Randy Furman Events in the kitchen, and we just made a beautiful bacon-praline bread pudding.
We did.
You put a little maple syrup on top. We're going to taste that in a minute, but the second part of your sweet and savory brunch is this tort.
This is the ricotta tomato. It's the heirloom tomato ricotta parmesan mozzarella tort.
So ingredients, as you said, the heirloom tomatoes that we can get at the farmer's market, which I love.
Ricotta, parmesan, mozzarella, eggs, garlic, olive oil, and sea salt.
And of course, the basil. Oh, it just smells so good. All right, where are we starting?
We're going to start with chopping. You're going to start, let's have you start pulling the basil.
Okay.
I taught you a few
well.
times ago. That you're going to get that going, and I'm going to chop the garlic.
All right, so you take the basil off. How many do you put together?
You can put like 10.
Oh, really? That many?
Yeah. So we're just going to get the garlic chopped up.
All right. So, and do you like to chop it or use a garlic press?
I would have used a garlic press if I would have remembered to bring it.
It's all right. Now you're making yourself a little more work.
Yeah, well, that's okay. So, here we go.
So I have so you're chopping up the garlic
Right.
finely. I have about 10.
All right, so keep on doing it because we're going to use all of it.
Oh, we're using all of the basil.
Oh yeah, this is heavily basiled.
Oh, we like heavily basil.
All right.
We love that. Okay.
So we're going to put this in. There we go.
So the garlic goes in the big bowl.
Right.
Then we're getting all the basil.
So we're going to drop the ricotta in.
Okay, so the ricotta and the garlic goes in. Hold on
Right.
one sec. All right. So we use all of this?
We're going to use all of that.
All right, I'll keep stacking.
Okay. Going to put the mozzarella in.
And just regular mozzarella
Yeah.
is the best, right?
Right.
Not the kind you can shred it yourself or buy it shredded.
Well, again, you can do it yourself, which is great because it's fresher, but
Yeah.
you can, if you're in a hurry, you buy it already done.
See, that's why I like your recipes. Super easy. All right, I'm still separating the basil.
Okay, so what
All
we
right,
can do,
so
what we're going to
remind
do,
me how you do this.
well, you're going to roll it
Okay.
really tight,
Roll it this way.
and then all you do is just go very tiny.
Very thin
Right.
little slices of your basil burrito.
Uh-huh. That's right.
How do you like that one? Your basil burrito.
Well, it's really not the right ethnicity, but
This is true, but so there, once again, you take
Okay.
them all.
yeah, we'll do that.
Roll it
All right,
up.
so now I'm going to add the eggs. You know what? Why don't you let me do that because I'm going to have you start cutting the tomatoes
Okay.
so that we can,
So only 3 eggs. with
Right.
All your, I'm still doing it, I'm sorry. It was all rolled, my hands were on it. Okay. So we
There
have
we
a
go.
lot of great basil.
so now I'm just going to mix this up really well before I put the basil in so I don't bruise the basil terribly because
Okay, so we mix all, I mean, this is so simple.
It's
Not a lot
very
of
simple.
ingredients, my type of brunch.
really. So we'll get this really well blended.
Look at that.
Are we done with all the basil? Okay, you're done with all the basil.
I'm done with the majority of the basil.
Okay.
All right, I'll do a little bit more. Well, and basil is used, I use it in some salads sometimes.
It's great, and then the purple basil is great too. If you want to do
There's purple
something.
basil?
Yeah, there's purple basil. There's also lemon basil, which is amazing. Has a lemon essence to it.
And this is just regular basil
This
that
is
we
just
got at the
regular.
farmer's market, which we love.
We love the farmer's market.
Love the farmer's market. Okay, there's most of the basil.
Okay,
Okay, speaking of farmer's market, heirloom tomatoes.
correct.
They're all different
Colors and sizes normally they're not perfect. They're all heirloom tomatoes are never perfect. They're normally all different sizes and shapes.
Okay.
So, and they have a great flavor.
Well, and the dark ones, I mean, I've never seen so many colors.
Right, that's what's great. Did you eat one of my dark ones?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Yes. Okay, so you add the basil last, almost last. All right.
Yeah.
So
So,
the-
now what we're going to do, let me show you one.
Okay.
Let me show you one. So you want to make sure you get it so that you see it like that.
Lengthwise.
Yeah. All right?
And you're fine with the little stems staying on?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're fine.
Hold on. So lengthwise, we cut our heirloom tomatoes.
You might want to poke it first. It might be
So it doesn't just squirt all over like it did?
Right. So just poke it.
Oh, I was like, where's the deal?
So.
Where's, okay.
All right. So this has been sprayed with nonstick spray, so you
Okay.
can do that. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take all of this, and I'm going to put it over here and scrape it this way so you can
So most torts, I always think of
have a crust.
have a crust and are sweet.
Well, there's lots of savory torts. I mean, a frittata is kind of a tort, so to speak, you know,
Yep.
in the sense that it's done similar.
My
So
father, king of the frittatas.
let's put this back here.
King of the frittata every Sunday.
All right, so then what we do is we smooth this out.
And again, add the basil at the very end so you don't
Right,
bruise it.
right. Smooth it out so it's really nice. Now what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start designing the tort with the tomatoes.
Because it's all about presentation.
Right, so then you just start pushing, and you want to push them in so that they're in the cheese mixture, because if they're up higher, it doesn't, you want them not to like burn and dry out, because you want the tomatoes to really cook. That's when you know this is done. Because we're going to brush this, we're also going to brush this with olive oil.
Well, I was going to say there's olive oil and a little spice over there that we have not used.
Yeah, a little sea salt.
Okay. Why is sea salt so great? People just love it.
Well, it's more natural,
Yeah, that's true.
you know. And you could also do this if you wanted to do with big heirloom tomatoes instead of babies. I like the babies. You could do it that way also, which then gives you a little bit more variety of color
Yeah.
and sizes, so it would look really like a
I like
mosaic.
the small, though. Oh, I see. But this is so
So-
I've never seen these dark ones.
Yeah. In fact, there's a plumato. It's a dark chocolate tomato.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
This is something I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate tomato?
Yes. It's great.
That's crazy.
So, see, you push this in.
So you push them in not quite level, but almost enough,
Yeah.
like you said, for them to cook.
Right.
I like it. You can design, could you make letters like an M for Maria?
You could. You could.
Or an
If you
R
want to,
for
take
Randy?
over here, you could do that.
Heck no. I like you are the man who
Yeah.
knows.
So
So
once we get this done,
the bread pudding and this tort, would you serve them together at your
yeah,
brunch?
I would serve them together and then have a great salad, or do grilled vegetables or marinated vegetables with this.
That
That
would
would
be
be really
great.
nice.
That would be great.
And then actually maybe with a blonde sangria for this, which would be amazing.
I've never had blonde sangria. Next show.
So
We'll make sure to get you in here for
we,
that.
we can do alcoholic things.
Oh, of course.
Oh well, then I'll have to do the blonde sangria because that's killer.
I've never had blonde sangria, and I'm a white wine gal. so
It's apricots, peaches, and nectarines done with prosecco and apricot brandy.
Oh.
And
Sign me up.
It's great.
look at how beautiful. I think I might
Okay.
have cut a few too many. So
That's
you
okay.
really want to get it in there.
Yeah. Now I'm going to push everything down well. Next thing we're going to do,
Okay, again, so simple.
yeah. Now we're going to do is take olive oil, and you can be very generous with the olive oil.
Okay. Kind of make a, I don't want to say a crust on top, but a
Well,
little
it kind of will.
glaze.
It will.
I was going to say shellac, but we're not painting.
No, we're not painting. But it doesn't hurt because it makes it taste great.
Oh, yum. And olive oil is so good for you. I was reading about the different, we're not cooking this, it'll be in the oven, but we're not
Right.
frying anything, the
Right.
different heating points for the different types of olive oil. I was
There's
doing
so
some
many.
research.
There's so many different ways to use it. All right, so let's just put a little bit of sea salt.
Look, that is gorgeous. Might be too pretty to eat, but I bet I'll still find a way.
Okay. Now we can put that one in the oven.
Okay, so this goes in the oven.
Right. We can take the one out that we have.
Alrighty, for how long? Oh, it's a springform pan.
Yeah. Did it spring?
It almost sprung.
Oh, okay.
It almost sprung. So how long do you put this in the oven for?
Anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. It's really depending on your oven. You want
Okay.
to take your oven mitts so you don't burn your hand.
Yes. 45 minutes to an hour, and you just watch it.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring this over here.
Okay. Okay. It's
Watch out.
it's
And the nice thing about this, you could serve it piping hot or cold. Or
right.
room
You can do
temperature, I
room
should say.
temperature. So what you want to do is you want to run your knife around the outer edge
Okay.
really well, so it separates.
That's why springform pans are so. Look at that. It looks like a little crust on there.
It looks like a deep dish pizza.
Oh, it looks yummy.
So,
Oh, that is lovely.
and we can see if it will slide.
Oh, you take the whole thing off.
I don't know yet.
We might not. We're not sure.
Okay, I think I'm going to be able to
I
do
think
that.
you're going to be able to do it. You can always take a spatula underneath, hence the cooking spray.
Look at that.
That is gorgeous.
Can I have towels again,
I could
please?
make that.
Look how easy that is.
I could make that myself and impress all my friends. I love
So I'm
it.
going to walk this over because, again, the setup I did this time is kind of country French, kind of European, so you could have everything there. And look how beautiful this all looks with everything. And then we can take the bread pudding out, and when we're ready,
Okay.
we can do that and cut it too.
Well, we're going to clean up. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to plate everything up. And of course, my favorite part, the taste test.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. The oven has been on overtime today with my friend and guest chef, Randy Furman. Savory, sweet brunch items. We did the Bacon-Praline bread pudding.
Correct.
Can't wait. And then the tort.
Which one do you want to start with?
Basil tomato tort. Let's
I have
go
to
with
go
the
this.
sweet
Yeah,
first. You
okay.
know me well enough.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, it really puffed up. I can't wait. Look, I have a plate right here already.
Okay, let's get this.
Oh,
There you go.
oh my gosh. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. My favorite part. Okay, the bacon flavor in almost every bite, but yet you taste the sweetness as well. Oh my, so good. I might have to taste that again just to make sure.
I think I have to taste it too.
I will share with you. And then the maple syrup on top with that bacon praline combo. All right, number two. So yummy.
Is there any particular tomato you want?
No,
Oh, let's do this
there's
one.
no particular tomato. Look at that though, it's gorgeous. And it looks like it has a crust.
And here we go. Look how beautifully it cuts. Look and see.
Oh.
Look inside too.
It's, okay, the tomatoes on top are gorgeous. Okay. I forgot we put garlic in here. Yum! Oh, and the basil with the fresh heirloom tomatoes.
It's like,
Okay, well,
it's like 5 ingredients.
I don't know what you're eating later, but I know what I'm eating.
Well, you'll wear it well.
Won't I? With about a 5-mile run, but super simple, super easy. I love it when you come in. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And of course, we encourage everyone at home to try these recipes. As I said, they're so easy. Fresh ingredients from the farmer's market.
Make it simple, make it fast, enjoy.
Impress your friends.
Right.
Thanks again, my friend. And
My pleasure.
Thank you all for watching. From the entire crew, myself, and of course my friend Randy Furman from Randy Furman Events, we really do encourage you to make all this at home. We have so many great chefs right here in our local community, and we will see you next time on Community Cooking.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200, in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/Torrance CitiCABLE and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.